Woodpecker Crafts is a collaboration that is hosted by Can Sarah DIY It and Happiness Created. There is a gift that you can receive from Woodpecker's Crafts, but you have to subscribe, like, and comment on each channel.
WoodpeckersCrafts.com has donated a prize worth $100 for one lucky winner who watches the entire playlist and comments on each video in the playlist. So make sure to check the description box below. There will be a link for the playlist and you can see everyone's videos of the amazing crafts they created using supplies from woodpeckerscrafts.com.
You will not want to miss this awesome opportunity. Sarah and Tammy are wonderful creators and always take the time to help when we have a bunch of questions. The links to their channels is in the description box below. There are other collaborators participating, and so be sure to subscribe, like, save, and comment on their channels to be entered into the drawing. The link to the playlist is listed in the description box below. So let's get on to see what I have made from Woodpecker's Crafts. DIY number 1, a wooden egg holder. Egg holders make a nice place card for your guests or a place to display beautiful wooden eggs or even real eggs. They are nice and sturdy and ready to be spruced up with paint, stencils, or rub-on transfers. You will see these egg holders in my Tablescape Tuesdays next week. Supplies needed include wooden egg holders, white acrylic paint, gold rub-on transfers, real eggshells, faux flowers, and Mod Podge. The first thing to do is make sure your egg holder is clean and dry. This egg holder is from Woodpeckers and is made from a good quality wood. I like to give it 2 coats of white chalk paint and let it dry between each coat. After completion of the paint, it is time to embellish. I took some gold alphabet rub on transfer and embellished each egg holder with the initial of the invited guest. The rub-on is done to each egg holder with a different alphabet. It is also good to put a coat of Mod Podge at the end to make sure your motif will be stable. I placed a clean, cracked egg into the holder and placed some flowers inside. However, you can decorate it according to your liking. You will see this in my Tablescape Tuesdays on April the 11th, so keep watching. DIY number 2, a Be Extraordinary. The supplies needed include white chalk paint, a wooden egg, this is from Woodpeckers, rhinestones, a bee mold, and some iron air-dried clay, some Mod Podge, and gold metallic rub and buff. I used the wooden egg from Woodpeckers. I used iron orchard clay to put in my bee mold. I will say it is important to keep the clay airtight in a plastic bag. In fact, I double bagged it, but it was still on the dry side. I attempted to make it soft by rolling it in my hand and kneading it for about 5 minutes. It took me 2 tries to get the bee with all of the parts. Finally, it was to my satisfaction. I adhered the bee onto the unfinished wooden egg with Mod Podge, and it stuck to the unfinished wooden egg. I painted 2 coats of white acrylic paint over the egg and the bee. I made sure it was dry before I painted the second coat for a nice smooth cover. Now for the embellishment. I took some gold metallic rub and buff and covered the bee, allowing some parts of the white to kind of show through. I used some round jewels to give it a bit more pizzazz above and below the bee. The last part was to cover the entire egg with Mod Podge and just let it shine. This is just a reminder, you might want to put it up, to be extraordinary or be kind. DIY number 2, a blue cross egg. The supplies needed include wooden egg, this is from Woodpeckers, blue rub-on transfer, and a card or something to rub the transfer onto the egg, Mod Podge in gloss, and some blue rhinestones. I am beginning to fall in love with these transfers. They look so high-end on wooden eggs. I painted this egg white with 2 coats of white acrylic chalk paint. I, of course, let it dry in between each coat. Getting the rub-on transfer onto a round object is a little tricky. However, I figured out how to do it. I cut out small sections and rubbed onto the egg in each area for full coverage. And you just keep moving around from spot to spot until the entire egg is covered. Then you want to brush on some Mod Podge to protect your transfer. The embellishment is a blue cross using blue rhinestones. If you just want it plain, just remove the rhinestones, leave them off, or arrange them in another way. Let me know what you think. DIY number 3, a Victorian-styled Easter egg. The supplies needed include a wooden egg, white acrylic paint, a napkin, hot glue, some organza ribbon, and some silver rhinestones and Mod Podge. Again, using Woodpecker's wooden egg, but in a different way. I painted it with white acrylic paint and let it dry, and then I applied a second coat. After it was dry, I took my napkin that I got from TJ Maxx and cut out a pink rose and just a few yellow flowers. I used the Mod Podge to adhere the rose and 1 stem of yellow flowers to the front of the egg and a yellow flower to the back. I let it dry and put a coat of gloss Mod Podge on the entire egg. Now it was time to decorate. This is the fun part. I wrapped rhinestones around the sides of the egg right on up to the top. Then I tied a bow using organza ribbon and hot glued the bow to the top of the egg. And then I found a round dainty gem that I also hot glued in the middle of the bow. The ribbon and rhinestones gave the egg a wow factor that it needed. So it can be hung, or it can be put in a basket or on top of candlesticks. How cute is this? DIY number 4, GLAM Spring Butterfly. The supplies needed include, again, Woodpecker's wooden butterfly, green acrylic paint, Mod Podge, butterfly jewels that I had obtained from Dollar Tree some time ago, some gold acrylic paint, an eye hook, and organza ribbon. Now this is a spring look because we will see butterflies flapping their beautiful wings pretty soon. And I wanted to use some spring colors, so I chose a green because that is the non-dominant color in the butterfly. I only had to give it 1 coat because it covered it well. I didn't want the raw wood showing on the sides, so I used gold paint around the entire butterfly. And some of it spilled over onto the green, but it gave it a nice little flavor. I tried to peel the butterfly off of the plastic to put it onto the wooden butterfly, but some of the rhinestones started to fall off, so I had to change my plans. But I wanted to keep with the vibe that I was going for, so I just cut around the butterfly and used Mod Podge to adhere it to the wood. I took a sharp object and made an opening. Then I twisted an eye hook into the top and used organza ribbon to hang the butterfly. I think it turned out beautifully. That is all, Z9 Designs family. I am so glad you stopped by to see what I made. I am almost at 900 thanks to your generous support. Be sure to subscribe, like, save, and comment so you can be entered into the drawing when I reach 900. In addition, Make sure you subscribe and comment on each person's channel here so that you can be entered into the Woodpeckers giveaway. And check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And remember, we can only learn to love by loving. This is by Iris Murdoch. And all you need to do is take a page from the Bible because God is love. See you later. Bye-bye.